Yo, what's going on YouTube? Just Jake here and welcome back to my channel for another GTA Online video. And in today's video, we're going to be building the 1994 Toyota Supra Mark IV from the Fast and the Furious. Now, this is going to be Brian's orange Supra, obviously from the first Fast and the Furious film. And I'm going to be using the Jester Classic to create this build. It is going to cost you $790,000, which in my opinion is cheap as chips. So you want to go and grab this car if you want to follow me on this build. Meet me in LS Customs and I'll show you how to do the rest. So to start this build, guys, we're going to go into the armour and purchase 100% body armour. For the brakes, we're going to get the race brakes. For the bumper, front bumper. And even though all these bumpers are awesome choices, in my personal opinion, I think all these are a little bit too extravagant. I mean, the one in the film doesn't have an exposed intercooler and a turbo, for instance. It doesn't have a massive intercooler like this at the front. And also, this would be a good choice, but it doesn't have a massive splitter. Same again with this one, but the grille is a little bit too long in my opinion. So flicking through these, I think this low splitter is probably the best option, so that's what I'm going to go with. For the rear bumper, we don't have any other options really to choose from other than the stock, because you know the current film doesn't have much in the way of a diffuser, if anything, and these are far and beyond too much for what we need. So stock rear bumper is definitely the one you want to go with. So next we've got the chassis option. Now this is up for debate. Obviously, it being a Fast and the Furious vehicle, you may want to have a roll cage, which you can obviously have with the stock seats. So I think that's the one I'm going to go with. Obviously I say it's up for debate because people might want to put the racing seats in. But the car in the film does not have red seats. It may have racing seats, but it doesn't have red seats. It has black seats. So I think, you know, one of these options is probably the best. Obviously, it's going to be the secondary cage because it's a little bit cheaper, and you get secondary and primary colours are ultimately going to be the same colour anyway. So you might as well buy the cheapest one. So I'm going to go with a secondary cage. If you choose to have the racing seats, so be it. You know, it's your build, your car. You do what the hell you want. But in my opinion, I think it's not going to look as effective because of the red seats, and the car in the film doesn't have red seats. So, like I said, my choice is a secondary cage, and that's the one I'm going with. For the engine, guys, well, I'm going to grab the level 4 engine upgrade. The exhaust, I'm going to get the single chrome exhaust. So then we're going to move on to the headlight covers. Even though these headlights are stock, look fucking sweet as hell. The car in the film, the headlights are a little bit shorter. You know, they're a little bit smaller, so obviously these half-cut eyelids are definitely going to be the ones to go with, because they make the headlights seem a little bit shorter, like the ones from the film. So it makes sense, and it just makes it look fucking mean as hell. So we're definitely going to go with the half-cut eyelids. Then we're going to move to the fenders. We're going to get the rear spats. Now for the hood, this is a must for this build. You cannot make this build without having this hood. It is essential to this build. And it is the performance hood. I mean, look at that. That is iconic to this Supra from the Fast and the Furious, the very first Fast and the Furious film. It is iconic. It is. It looks awesome. It just makes the car look so good. But yeah, definitely performance hood is the one you're going to need for hoods. Then we're going to move to the lights. We're going to go headlights and purchase the Xeon headlights. For the neon kit, we're going to get a neon kit layout of front, back and sides. And for the colour, we can go with a mint green, or we can go with a lime green. You know, the colour of the livery being so bright, I think the lime green is going to look a little bit nicer for the neon colour, because it'll just roll a little bit nicer together. But because of the livery colour, I'm going to go with the lime green neon colour. So speaking of liveries, we are now going to purchase the livery, and it is going to be this one called 10-minute car. Obviously a play on the name from the movie, because Brian owes Dom a 10-second car, and the 10-second car so happens to be the orange Supra. So using the livery from the orange Supra, playing on the name, 10-minute car, yeah, clever from Rockstar and very ballsy as well, but it's awesome that it's in the game. So we're going to grab the 10-minute car livery. So now we're going to move on to the respray. We're going to go primary colour and into classic, because if you purchase metallic for this vehicle, it's going to put like a pearlescent shine on the paintwork. But not only the paintwork, it will also put a pearlescent shine on the livery as well, and then it starts to look a little bit weird, you know. So I think classic is definitely the best option, and we've got a choice of 3 oranges. We've got the sunrise, we've got the orange, and we've got the bright. The bright is a little bit too yellowy. It doesn't even really look that nice with the livery, to be fair. And then we've got the sunrise, which is a little bit darker, a little bit more reddy, and again, that doesn't look all that great with the livery either, in my opinion. But the one in the middle, the actual just plain orange, looks fucking sweet. So yeah, that's the one we're going to go with. And we're going to go secondary colour, classic, and also orange. So next we're going to skip past the roof because it is only roof scoops we get in there. We're going to go straight to the side skirts, and we're going to get the primary lip skirt. So then we're going to move on to the spoiler. We've got plenty of options for spoilers. The one in the film is like a silvery, chromy kind of look. We definitely can't get one of them in this game because Rockstar have never given us a silver or chrome spoiler, to the best of my knowledge anyway. The best ones we can get is going to be the carbon wing ones. So you can choose from carbon wing type 1, type 2 or type 3. The wide wing is definitely far too big for this build, and it should be, you know, discarded straight away. We don't need it. So it's definitely out of 1, 2 or 3. 3, the struts are a little bit too far set away from each other for my liking for this build, and type 1 is just a little bit too short for my liking. So I'm in favour of type 2. I mean, I think that looks the best. It looks truer to the one from the film. The only difference, obviously, it being is that this is a carbon version and the one in the film is like a chrome version. But yeah, I think type 2 is the best one, so that's the one I'm going to go with. Then we're going to move to the suspension. I'm going to get the race suspension, transmission, a race transmission, and obviously you got to grab the turbo tuning. Now for the wheels, guys, we're going to go wheel type and into sport. On a few other builds that I've seen, people say that these wheels are chrome in the film, and in my opinion, I don't think they are. I think they look a little bit more alloy than what they do chrome. I mean, maybe in some shots or maybe some screen grabs or some pictures, maybe they may look chrome, but watching the film, I believe that they are just alloy wheels. So I'm going to stay stock rims, and we're looking for a 5 spoke, and I have looked through these previously. The Infernos were a good contender, and there was also another contender in these Wagon Masters. I think they were a good contender as well, but they were a little bit too deep dish, you know, a little bit too far set back for my liking for this build. And the Infernos were good. They had the studs on the outer rim, which is pretty much what the ones are like in the film. But again, the middle of the rim sort of like sunk in a little bit, and it just didn't look right. It didn't sit well with me. So I did come across these Loz Speed Mark 5s, and even though they're obviously not identical, we're not going to get identical rims in GTA to real life wheels, but in my opinion, these ones looked the best. They looked the closest to the ones from the film, and yeah, I wholeheartedly believe that these are the ones you're going to need for this build. So grab the Loz Speed Mark 5s for this build. And last but not least, ladies and gentlemen, you want to finish this build with light smoke window tint. So here you go, ladies and gentlemen, there is my variation of the 1994 Mark IV Toyota Supra from the Fast and the Furious. And it being night time, of course, I always finish a build on PS4 at night time because I can't control the weather, and it just so happens to be night time every time. And this lime green was definitely the best choice to go with this livery. That looks fucking awesome. Oh man, just what Rockstar have you know, give us for this vehicle. I was not expecting to be able to make a car this close to the orange Supra from the Fast and the Furious. You know, when Rockstar originally released the Dinker Jester Classic, I was a bit skeptical, and I was right to be skeptical because what they give us originally was absolute dog shit. Luckily enough, they didn't fully release it, and it was just in the game files, and they took it away. They listened to the community, and they answered our prayers, and they've given us the option to be able to create this, and that just looks so good. It looks so, I know obviously it doesn't look identical to the Toyota Supra. I mean, it's got differences, but what they're giving us a livery which is pretty much the same. They're giving us a car which is pretty much the same, you know, bar, you know, different little bits of changes and stuff, but it's clearly supposed to be a Supra. This livery is clearly supposed to be the Fast and the Furious livery from that film, and it's just so cool. I mean, just driving it around now, it feels like I'm playing a Fast and the Furious game. It's just so good. And this Dinker Jester Classic is actually really fun to drive as well. Not 100% sure on its top speed or capabilities in the sports class as of yet, but it feels capable. It feels really good, and I'm really happy with the way that this build has turned out. As always, man, just look at it. Yes, so happy with it. And obviously there's going to be more Supra builds coming in the future, in the next coming weeks. Hopefully I'll get a few out in the next few days. Actually, I'm going to get my head down and try and knock out a few more videos this week, or next week, sorry, because this video will probably be coming out on Sunday. But yeah, next week I'll be trying to get out at least 3 videos for next week. But yeah, stick around for them if you'd like to see them. But going back to this vehicle, if you did enjoy this video, please leave it a thumbs up. It was much appreciated. And also leave a comment down below and let me know what you think of this vehicle as well, whether you've built this vehicle already, or built any other Supra for that matter from the Fast and Furious franchise already with using the Jester Classic. But yeah, it's just be interesting to hear from you guys what it is you think of this car. But that's going to be the end of the video. Hope you guys did enjoy. If you did, like I said, please leave a like, and if you haven't already, why not subscribe to my YouTube channel for more GTA 5 content. And until next time, I'm out. Adios.